Hello, everyone, and welcome to our session talking about taking a vacation. Looks like we have a great lesson lined up for you tonight. So for those of you who have your tickets and would like to join us, it's time for us to go ahead and begin our lesson. Once again, thanks for joining me here. And if you're ready, come on into the Hangout and we'll go ahead and get started talking about past vacations and future vacations. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and say hello here in the chat box. Give me 1 second. All right, very good. So it's time once again for us to go ahead and begin our lesson. So once you're ready and you have your ticket, please come on into the Hangout and join me, and we'll go ahead and get our lesson started. Okay, we'll give a few minutes for those who be getting their tickets and maybe getting signed on. Mm. We can listen to our classes and we can listen to our classes. Okay, very good. Okay, so once again, I'd like to welcome everyone to our session. We're going to be talking about our travel plans. So if you're able to, come on into the Hangout. We'd love to have you here and participating using your voice and your video. But if you're not able to do so, then we can also have you participating in the chat. Okay, so it's time for us to begin our lesson. Feel free to come on into the chat and join me. Come on into the Hangout and join me. Okay, so for those of you who are considering joining us for our lesson, it's time for us to go ahead and begin. So come on into the Hangout, or you can join me via chat, and we can go ahead and get our lesson started. Okay, all right. Okay, so Chicken, great. You were able to join us for another session. How are you doing, Chicken?
Yes, I'm good.
Good. Excellent job, Chicken. Well, I'm happy to have you back and at the beginning here so we can go ahead and get you a full class period. Okay, well, Chicken, let's go ahead. We're going to take a look at our lesson for this hour. Okay, we're going to be talking about our vacations. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And then that way you can see some of the questions that I've prepared for you for this lesson. Okay, just give me a second. I just want to change the font size. Okay, now this time you're going to actually be doing more talking than writing. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at our first section. Okay, and we're going to practice using some vacation vocabulary. All right, so in the first section, what you can do is read and then you're going to add details. For example, I could say, I think it's time for me to take a vacation. It's been 1.5 years since my last vacation. Let me tell you about my last vacation. Okay? And then you're going to talk about your very last vacation. Okay? All right, chicken. So let's go ahead and try it. Why don't you read that paragraph for me and then go ahead and tell me about your last vacation.
Yeah. I think it's time for me to take a vacation. It has been years since my last vacations. So let me tell you about my last vacations in 1 year ago. And I come to Newtown City. It's a good place and a good spot, and has a lot of good hotel for you to relax. And Newtown had a long beach. You can walk along the seashores,
Mm-hmm.
especially at the morning and in the evening. And beside the along beach, there are lots of restaurants, especially about the seafoods. You can easy to get the good foods when you come to the Newtown, especially like mm, scab, you know, scab and fish. Some fish is very fresh fish.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, and I spent about 1 week at Newtown, and after that I really because my health, and I feel excited after that week, that vacation, and it's really very useful for me to begin a new year work. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Now, chicken, how long was your vacation? How long did you stay there?
Only 1 week.
Okay. All right. Very good. Now, chicken, when you talk about just 1 week, you leave the S off of week. Okay, so you just
Yeah,
want to say 1 week.
yeah, 1 week.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So 1 week. And the same with vacation. I think that I'm hearing you say vacations with an S. You just want to say my last vacation.
Yeah, my last vacation.
Very good. Okay, so that's right. Okay, yes, sometimes our students tend to do that, put an S on vacations, but it's just one. Okay, very good. Excellent job. All right, now tell me a little bit more about the fresh fish. What kind of fish did you eat?
Yeah, there are lots of kind of fish. I had it at that vacation. I can't remember the name of it in English, you know.
Okay. Okay. All right, no problem. Um, okay, yeah. One thing you could do if you would like is to go to Google Images
Yeah,
and you can type the name of the fish in your language and then you can show me the link so that I can take a look at it. And maybe if I recognize the fish, I can tell you the name in English.
I think it's not too hard for me to know the name of the fish. But
Mm-hmm.
I have learned a lot of names of fish, but when we speak together, it's very hard for me to remember immediately, yeah, the name of the fish.
Yes, yes, that definitely does happen. Okay, but if you want to try the Google idea, you can definitely Google it and then show me the picture of it. Or if you have it up on your screen, you can also share your screen with me. Then that way I can see what kind of fish you ate.
Let me see.
Okay.
I don't know how to share my screen.
Okay, so go to the top left and you'll see a green box with a white arrow.
Yeah, I see.
Okay, so press that button and then it will give you options on what to share.
Check
Okay. All right. It looks like I think Chicken is working that out. So Chicken, if you're not able to share your screen, then share the link with me. Okay. Whatever you see in the address box, once you Google the image, go ahead and share that with me in the chat box. Oh wow. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it. Uh, okay, so the first one didn't do it for me. Let's try the second one. Let's see. Not exactly sure why that didn't work.
doesn't work.
No, I clicked on the link, but it just gave me just a blank Google box. It didn't tell me. Didn't show me a picture.
Yeah, let me try now.
Okay, I'm trying to copy all of it to see if I can get it there. Okay, let's see if I can get that.
Can you see?
Oh, okay. Let's see. Yes. Wow, that's a big fish.
Yeah.
Um, it looks like they use it for sushi.
Juicy.
Yeah, do you like sushi?
Yeah, sometimes not too much.
Not too much.
Yeah, I think that the Japanese meal, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm looking at it here and it looks like there are some sushi rolls that are made with it. I cannot see where to change the language so that I can tell you. No, that's not it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know. It kind of looks maybe like a mackerel, but I'm not, maybe like a tuna.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think tuna.
tuna. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think tuna. I remember it.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, that does look like a tuna to me. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Yeah, that's very good. That's one of my favorite fishes. I really do like tuna. Okay, wow, that sounds really good. And you got fresh tuna as well. Okay,
Especially eye tuna. I like to. It's eye tuna.
I tuna.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you eat that raw or do you cook it?
I think it depends on the meal you compose. You making some dish you need to it's raw. It's very good, but some dish I think you need cookings. It depends on uh, your habit, your your interest kind
Okay,
of meal. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so it depends on what you're cooking.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that sounds really good. Okay, good. All right. So let's go ahead. Okay, we were taking a look at your vacation, your last vacation. Okay, and here you'll find this word. I think you asked about it in my last class, the word last. Okay, and it just refers to the very last vacation that you took. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now let's talk about your next vacation. Okay, so here, this is specific vocabulary. Okay, so for my next vacation, okay, so you're going to talk about your future plans. Okay, now look at what I have written here. For my next vacation, I want to take a trip to. Okay, so you're going to tell us where you want to take your next vacation. And you're also going to tell us with who, okay, with whom you want to travel. So, okay, for example, I could say, for my next vacation, I want to take a trip to Canada. I want to take a trip to Canada with my mother. I love traveling with my mother because she's a lot of fun. Okay, and you can continue to talk about why you love traveling with that person. Now, if you prefer to travel alone, you could also say that. Okay, you could also say for my next vacation, I want to take a trip to Australia alone. I prefer to travel alone because, and then you're going to tell us why you prefer to travel alone. Okay? All right, so it's your turn, chicken. Go ahead for my next vacation and continue from there.
Yes. You know, I plan to take my next vacation to the Thailand. I I heard about Thailand, and I really want to go there. I think you know uh, my friends has been go to Thailand. had told me that the street food there is really, really uh, delicious,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and the people there is really friendly, and there are lots of pagoda, mm, and nuns, mm, where you can go to enjoy the the grand the landscape, or I mean the beauty of the pagodas, and to pray something for your future to be good. And I I am going to save my money to do that with my friends, because when you take vacation alone, I think sometimes very boring. You need some people to go along with you, to share something or to take care together. That is the best thing. And I have several friends had the same idea, the same planning, the same plan to have a travel to Thailand. And I think I will do that. I will take a trip to Thailand for the next several months. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. So you want to take a trip to Thailand with your friends. Now, are you also going to take some family members with you?
No, I don't like to go with my family. I just want to go with my friends.
Okay. Okay, so how many friends will you be traveling with?
That is maybe two or three is enough, not too much. Not uh, I think two or three people, two or three my friends, is enough for me to go with me.
Okay, so two or three people. Okay, that sounds pretty nice. So just a small group. Now, these friends, are they friends from college or the university or from work?
Yeah. I have a several close friends. One guy he come from high school, and one guy come from the college, and one guy we just meet together suddenly, and we became close friends through some communication, some activities, uh, community. Yeah.
Okay, all right, very good. Now, tell me once again, how long will your vacation be?
I think maybe 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks enough
2 weeks is
to enjoy.
enough.
Yeah, enough to enjoy everything in that in that in that country. I mean, in Thailand, because when you go overseas, I mean, you are a tourist. You can stay longer, more than 2 weeks. If you want to stay more than 2 weeks, you have to I mean to do something to keep your time is more longer, and maybe it takes you a lot of problem. It's not easy for you to do that. So I think 2 weeks is enough.
Okay, so 2 weeks. All right, now when you talk about more than 1 week, you want to add an S to the end of the word. Okay, so two
Yeah.
weeks, 3 weeks. Okay, that sounds very, very nice to take a 2 week vacation. Okay, or to be on vacation for 2 weeks. Okay, now when you go on vacation, do you prefer to stay at a hotel? Do you prefer to stay with friends or do you prefer to go camping?
I think I don't have any relatives in Thailand, so and I don't have any friends who live in Thailand. So I think I will stay at the hotel.
Okay. All right, well, that sounds good. Now, do you know what kind of food you can eat in Thailand? I think you mentioned
Yeah,
seafood, but other than that, what other types of foods can you eat there?
I heard that the street food, street food is very good, but I can mm, remember exactly the name of the food. Sometimes something you can buy along the street, especially at the night.
Ah,
When you,
okay.
yeah, yeah, when you go out to enjoy everything in the city or on the
Hmm.
street.
Okay. Yeah, you can, those are street vendors.
Yeah, street
Hmm.
vendor.
Yep.
Can I
Okay,
say
good.
street food?
No, that doesn't. No, we tend to say street vendors. Um, you could say, you could maybe say some of the local food that is sold on by street vendors. Yeah, it tends
Yeah,
to be. I think if you say local food, it's pretty clear what you're talking about, and you can actually be a bit more specific. For example, when I went to Mexico, we bought tacos from street vendors, and
yeah.
one of the options was brain tacos. So they fried pieces of, I can't remember which animal brain it was, but they fried that with onions and some other spices, and they served
Really?
that in a taco. Yeah. Now I didn't eat that one. I wasn't that I wasn't very adventurous that day. It wasn't that adventurous, but I did try the other ones that were made with meats that I'm familiar with and wanted to eat.
Yeah, I think brain is it's very hard for you to eat because I think something is very make you scared. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yes, I'm not sure if I was scared or just not really in the mood for a brain taco. I think I think I would have to prepare myself for that, and I don't think I was really prepared for it. So no. Okay, very good. All right, well, let's see. Okay, Shafar has joined us. Hello, Shafar. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine.
Good, Shafar. Okay, well, what we're doing, Shafar, you heard Chicken talking, and we're talking about vacations. Okay, so we're talking about your very next vacation. Okay, so just as you can see on the screen, Shafar, what you can do is read that paragraph where it says, "For my next vacation, I want to take a trip to," and then you're going to tell us the name of the place that you want to go to. Excuse me. And you can also say that you want to travel, who you want to travel with. Okay, so I could say for my next vacation, I want to take a trip to Canada with my mother. I love traveling with my mother because she's a lot of fun. Okay, but if you prefer to travel alone, you can say for my next vacation, I want to take a trip to Canada, but I prefer to travel alone because I can do exactly what I want to do. Okay. All right. So Shafar, tell us about your next vacation.
Okay. For my next vacation, I want to take a trip to the Java. It's other island in my country with my father. I love traveling with my father because he has a lot of fun, like your mother. And I prefer to travel. Okay, it's nice. And then I'm finished.
Okay. I'm sorry.
If
Uh-huh. So you said you
yeah.
really enjoy traveling with your father because he's a lot of fun. Is that right?
Not really, because I think my father is uh, has a lot of money, so I can buy anything along the travel. Yeah.
So you want to buy quite a few souvenirs from your trip.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, all right. Very good. Now, you said you want to go to Japan. Is there anything in particular in Japan that you want to see? What do you want
No.
to see there?
No, not Japan, but Japan. Japan is it's island in my country.
Oh, can you type it in the chat box for me?
Okay, I have done. I type it, teacher. Java.
Japa.
Yes. My name is Uli in the.
Okay. So I'm just going to check, let's try to scroll down. Okay, I don't quite see it in the chat box, but maybe maybe I'll see that soon. Okay, so what kinds of things can you do there on the island? What can you do there? Java. Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. I I've just heard the info that Java has a lot of culture like batik. I want to see batik and some things like that. Batik of the fabric. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you like to be out on the beach.
Yes.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, thank you. Thank you, Shafar. We appreciate you telling us about your travel plans, your upcoming travel plans. All right, you may have noticed that Alberto joined us. Hello, Alberto. Welcome to class. How are you doing today?
Hello, teacher. I am fine.
Good. It's great to have you back in class with us, Alberto. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alberto, as you would have heard, we're talking about our next vacation. Okay, so can you tell us about your next vacation and who you want to travel with?
Well, for my next vacation, I want to take a trip to England, or not to the United Kingdom, with
Mm-hmm.
my, I don't know, my friends probably. And I love traveling with them because they are really funny and we can have a good time there. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, so what do you want to see or what places do you want to visit in the UK?
Well, I don't know much about the UK, but I like to visit the football stadiums. I'm a big football fan. I like to go to London, to Scotland, visit the castles, to go to those. I have heard that you can go to some places where they teach you, or yeah, teach you or tell you how the whiskey is made,
Mm-hmm.
things like that.
Okay. So that would be interesting to you to learn how whiskey is made.
Um, yeah, I don't drink. I don't really drink now, so but it will be fun. I like learning things.
Mm-hmm. Do they make whiskey in your hometown?
No, no. Yeah, no.
Okay, so yeah, that would be something different. Yeah, where I'm from, we don't live very far from Kentucky, and in Kentucky they make bourbon. Um, so yeah, so since they don't make it here, if I ever was on vacation in Kentucky, I think I would like to see where they make that and just how they do it. Okay, very good. Excellent job. So we've talked about our past vacations. Now let's talk about one more vacation. Now, this I'm going to ask that you really think about it just for a moment. Okay, so if if money were no object. Okay, so if you had all the money that you wanted, okay, so if money were no object and I had 1 month to travel, I would travel to because. And then you're going to talk about what you would do, what you would see, what you would enjoy if you would just relax, what things you would eat and drink there. Okay, and you're also going to tell us a bit more. You're going to tell us if you would fly first class, business class, coach, if you would take a train, if you would prefer to go on a cruise, or if you would prefer to drive or walk. All right, so this time you're going to include a lot more details in your description of your vacation. Okay, all right, very good. So let's see, Chicken, can we start with you? So you're going to start at the top, if money were no object, and continue.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe it's just in my dream. If the money is no problem with me, it's no object.
That's okay. We can dream. It's okay to dream.
I think if the money were no objects, I think maybe I will travel a lot. Maybe Americans or I think American is the first place I will go to. And when I go to Americans, maybe Las Vegas.
Okay, Las Vegas.
Because I think maybe there are lots of good play, beautiful play, interesting play there to spend the money. And the second thing is maybe I do a little bit about charity,
Uh-huh.
to yeah to spend the money for some fun to help other people around the world to overcome their hard situation like disease or poor or something like that. And
Mhm.
the third thing maybe I will buy a big cactus in the England or some place maybe in the mountain along the beach to enjoy my life and to maybe to take a trip to our space, you know, like moon or something like that to open my mind to enjoy new things. That's it.
You would take a
Thank you.
trip. You would take to a trip to the moon.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that
well,
crazy?
no, no, it makes me smile. Whenever I see a full moon, I want to fly to the moon. And now there's nothing that I can possibly do on the moon, but it just when it's a full moon, it makes me want to go there. Okay, all right. So you would do quite a few things in your month of travel if money were no object. Okay, good. Well, let's hear the dreams of some of your classmates. Okay, all right. Shafar. Shafar, if money were no object and you had 1 month to travel, where would you go and what would you do?
Okay, it's an interesting question. If money or not the object, I want to travel on the America, United States, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I would see the White House and meet with Obama and yeah, and some of people from Hollywood like Tom Cruise and the actor of Spider-Man and Batman that I see when I was young.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and I would fly, of course, and uh, I al- I am I would take a train also in the United States because maybe the train in their city is fast than in my country. Yeah, I think it's interesting.
Okay. And who would you travel with if you had 1 month to travel?
Mm, yeah, I want to travel with my family, and the second travel with my friend. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. If you have 1 month and you have the money, you're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds really nice. Now, what kind of food would you eat and what would you drink?
Uh, what I drink in the United States, maybe I don't really know about the drink and food in Las Vegas or uh, Washington DC, but I just want to eat and drink a lot of food. Uh, the their food and the delicious food in United States. And I also want to work in the Liberty sculpture. I would like to work to there because I think Liberty sculpture is nice to see and nice to take a scene and take photo with the native people in the where's the Liberty sculpture? Is it
The
in
stat
the Las Vegas or
no,
what?
no, the Statue of Liberty is in New York.
Oh yeah, I went to New York to
Uh-huh,
see
yeah.
the Liberty sculpture. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this you can take a ferry to the Statue of Liberty. You could take a boat over to it and you can actually if you can still do it, I know you could do it before, you could go over to the island where she is standing, where the statue is, and you could actually go up to the top of it. If not, then you can go
Huh.
to the top of a tall building in New York and just take pictures of it.
Yeah.
hmm Okay, well, that
Really
sounds pretty
nice.
amazing. Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Shafar. Thanks for sharing your dream vacation with us. Thank you so much. Okay, let's have Alberto. Now, Alberto, you've had some time to think about it, and so I'd like you to tell us. So, if money were no object and you had 1 month to travel, what would you do? Where would you go, and who would you go with?
Well, I would go to. Well, I was looking for the wonders of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I found some amazing places like the pyramids in Egypt,
Okay.
in Italy, those um, old or no old. Well, there is another word that I forgot. Those they
H.
call ancient, yes, ruins like they call Coliseum,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
all those things,
Okay.
and Machu Picchu in Peru,
Mm-hmm.
some falls like Niagara Falls maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I would go with well, since money is not a problem, so I would invite my whole family and my friends. I would go with with them.
Okay. So where would you start? Where would be the first place that you would go, and how would you get there? Would you fly first class, business class,
Uh,
coach?
okay, so I am in Colombia, so I'll go first to Machu Picchu, and I would fly there just like business class,
Mm-hmm.
not first class, and yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. So once you're there in Machu Picchu, would you go to watch the sunrise in Machu Picchu, or would you prefer to watch the sunset in Machu Picchu?
I don't know. I think both of them will be really nice. Yes. and I like to know a little bit more about history. I would hire someone to tell us the importance of the place, not just watching the place.
Okay, so you would hire a tour guide.
Tour guide.
Uh-huh. Yeah, good. So you would hire a tour guide, and then that way you could do more than just see a place. You would be able to get the history of it.
Yes, because sometimes it will be like, okay, it's beautiful, but I know that there is something more.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, that sounds awesome. Okay, now from Machu Picchu, where would you go from there?
Um, Iguazu Falls in Brazil and Uruguay is like borders of 2 or 3 countries. I don't know. It's very near to 2 or 3 countries, but it is in Brazil, and then to the Niagara Falls.
Ah, okay. Now that sounds awesome to go and to see the waterfalls. Now I know in Niagara Falls you can take a boat and you can go behind the waterfall. Now in the other one that you mentioned in Brazil, are you able to get close to the waterfall? Can you go behind it, or is it
Yes,
just uh-huh.
yes. My sister went to the Iguazu Falls, and there is a boat similar to the Niagara Falls. So you pay a ticket or something, and there is a
Mm-hmm.
boat, and you go there. Yes.
Okay, so you would go to two waterfalls, and then what would you do after visiting the waterfalls? Then what would you do?
Rome and then Egypt.
So you would save the ruins for last.
But I was thinking about what one of my classmates said about the moon, and it would be very interesting.
You want to go to the moon as well?
Yeah, I haven't thought about that, but yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so now is that something that you would want to do alone, or would you take a friend or family with you?
I don't know whoever wants to go with me, but I don't know how long does it take to because it is just a month in the situation. Yeah, I don't know.
You know, that's a very good point. I'm not exactly sure how long it takes to go to get to the moon, and just how quickly you would be able to get back. Um, that would be something. Yeah, I don't know. I think personally, maybe I'd like to go to a place where I could have a good view of the moon. Actually, right here in my own backyard, I could see a nice view of the moon. One thing that I find incredible is to watch the sunset on the ocean, and then to have the bright silver moon shining above the ocean water. It actually you can actually see a path, and it looks like the way that the light shines, it looks like you could actually walk on the water to get to the moon, although you can't.
Yes, I have seen that on some pictures, some paintings.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty amazing. I used to live really close to a beach, and out of my bedroom window, I could see that. So that was pretty amazing to be able to see.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, I think I'm next. I haven't said what I would do. So, if money were no object and I had 1 month to travel, I would travel to, where would I travel? I would travel to Japan. I want to see the Japanese cherry blossoms there. Um, I would go, I think it's in the springtime, so March or April, and I would definitely take someone who loves nature with me. So it could be a good friend or maybe some family members. Because it's so far away, I would fly first class. That way I could lay down flat and sleep on the way and enjoy nice hot towels and meals. So yes, I would definitely do that. I would fly there and I would definitely eat all the sushi that I could possibly eat. I love, love, love sushi, and what better place to eat sushi than to go directly to Japan? So that would be one thing that I would do. I also want to go to Australia. Uh, I think it's really a neat place. It's a very rough and rugged place, but I would like to go see the Singing Tower of I think it's called Canberra, and I want to go to the Great Barrier Reef. I would love to take a helicopter and fly over the Great Barrier Reef. And I'd actually like to go into some type of submarine, maybe a personal submarine that would allow me to be inside while viewing the great white sharks outside. I don't want to be in a cage, and I definitely don't want to be outside of a cage. So I want to be inside some type of personal submarine or something that allows me to view the great white sharks and the Great Barrier Reef. So I think that would be awesome to see. And let's see, I want to see a waterfall. So I would either go to Niagara Falls or maybe I would go to Angels Falls. And see those wonderfully great waterfalls. I think that would be awesome. And I would like to take a cruise. I would love to go to, I'd like to take an Alaskan cruise. So then maybe could get to see some whales and maybe some orcas, maybe some polar bears. Would be great to see from a distance, of course. Yeah, I would love to see moose, not too close though. I want to see those from a distance. Those animals are huge. And spend some time up in Alaska. Alaska looks like a really nice place to visit, nice fishing towns to see, and I would definitely love to eat some fresh fish out that way. And then I would just take a train, maybe take a train home. That way I could spend the last week or so just touring the countryside by train. So yeah, so that's what I would do if money were no object and I had 1 month to travel. I think I would do some of those things. I think I would be big by the time I got back because I would eat and drink a lot, a lot of new and interesting things. Okay, very good. Well, let's go back up to the top. We talked about quite a few things today. We talked about, just want to go back and just review our vocabulary just a little bit. Okay, so when you're telling someone that it's time for you to take a vacation, there is a good phrase for you. Take a vacation. Okay, and last vacation. So that means the very last one that you took. All right, then we moved on to talk about our next vacations. Okay, and some interesting details that you can add when you talk about vacations, of course, would be the places that you want to visit and who you love traveling with. Maybe you love traveling with yourself, and that's it. So you give some details there. And then if you just want to be whimsical, you can talk about what you would do if money and time were really no object. Okay, so this is great light conversation. If you're in a group with those who speak English, you're definitely talking about travel is something that most people do enjoy. So, okay, well that's going to do it for our lesson today. Thanks so much for coming into our class and talking to us about your past and future vacation plans. Hopefully I'll see you again for one of my future classes. If not, you can go ahead and sign up for a one-on-one session. All right, everyone, have a great night or day depending on where you are, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.